A very good morning, class. We are in the last part of the chapter money. Today we are going to talk about the contingent function of money. What are the contingent functions of money? Before we come to the points, what is the contingent function? It's basically a additional function, or it's the helping function which helps the primary and secondary function of money. With the help of contingent function, a producer, a consumer is able to take economic decisions. Economic decisions which may be regards to profit, which may be regard to the satisfaction, which may be a base for the future grievances, future payments, which may be a base for the loans procedure. So it involves in and out of the money and various calculations with regards to money. So in this chronology we will see the first point, that is maximization of utility. The first point is maximization of utility. Since we are dealing with economics, so we need to understand the importance of money for a producer, for a consumer. Okay, money has a different role for different persons. For a beggar, money would be a different thing. For a cobbler, money would be a different thing. For a vegetable seller, the money would be different thing. For a millionaire, the money would be a different thing. So money plays a prominent role with person to person, with profession to profession. So we will not get indulged into that. Rather, we will talk about the economic aspects of the money. How can money help a business personnel, a business entities in taking the economic decisions? The first is maximization of utility. The word utility here means want satisfying capacity of a good. It's a word that we have already come across many times. From class 9 onwards, we have been coming across this word utility. Utility means want satisfying capacity for good, or power to satisfy is called utility. Power to satisfy is called utility. So maximization of utility is with regards to customers or consumers. Maximization of utility is with regards to customers or consumers. Okay, who wants maximum satisfaction? Who looks for the maximum satisfaction? Is the consumer, because they spend their money, they spend their hard-earned money. In return, what they expect? They expect a maximum satisfaction. So that is called maximization of utility. For whatever you spend, you derive the satisfaction. So that is the consumer's point of view. From a producer or a supplier's point of view, his main target is maximization of profit. What does a supplier look for? What does a manufacturer look for? For maximizing the profit limit. He plans, he enables his business decisions in such a way. He fixes the different exponents of expenditure, that is for land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship, in such a way that it turns out to be a profitable, that the organization turns out to be a profitable one. So maximization of profit is the sole aim of any business, sole aim of any entrepreneur. So third is distribution of national income. Distribution of national income. The national income is the sum total of income which is derived by an individual, which is derived by the residents of a country. Whatever income is added by every individual, when it is summed up together, it becomes the national income. Now, how can the national income be distributed? It's with the concept of money only. Prior to money, when the money was not present, when the barter system was active, that the calculation of total income, the calculation of total earning was impossible. But with the advent of money, the distribution of national income became a possible concept. The fourth is basis of credit. That is, all the future dealings, all the future grievances, all the future payments is possible with the advent of money. So money serves as a base for the credit. If we want to take a loan, on what ground the loan can be given? For that, money acts as a base. For example, if Mr. A gives a loan to Mr. B of rupees 1 lakh at 10%, for a year. So everywhere there is a numerical calculation of the money. Numeric calculation is done. Those numeric calculation is possible because of the money. So that is what the contingent function talks about, wherein the economic decisions or economic utilities can be counted, is the importance of money. So class, I hope the contingent functions of money is clear to everyone. Your homework would be to learn the contingent functions, as this is important from the examination point of view. You may be asked what are the contingent functions of money, or how does the contingent function cooperate or help primary and secondary functions. Okay, since we can understand that these all functions are the subsidiary functions, these all functions are the helping functions for the primary and the secondary one. Another reminder is that on coming Wednesday, that is on 12th of May, we will be having a class test of the same chapter, as we already got over with the chapter. So there will be a class test in the evening for the money chapter, so kindly prepare for that. And the third is that work out with the question answers. In the next class, we'll have a doubt clarification session, wherein if you have any doubts with regards to chapter, you can ask your queries, you can put up your queries, be it related to the question answer, be it to a concept or any topic that you feel like that it is that you haven't understood or there is any difficulty as such, you can put up. Thank you class, take care.